Hey Maddie, how's it going? It's Coach Chris. I'm here to do your underwater stroke review. So let's get started and see what we got. Okay, very good with the underwater kicks. Excellent job with those underwater kicks right there in a butterfly. That's what we like to see. All right. As we're coming through in our fly, all right, let's just make sure you can really see as our hands enter. Our hands are getting just a little bit deep. All right. Try to have them reach out a little bit more. All right. Still press with the T in the chest. All right. That's good. All right. But you're a little bit deep, and we can really see him sliding out to the side just a little bit far. All right. Again, once those hands are in there, you want to try to get those fingertips down at this point and engage the catch from your elbow down. All right, so use your forearm and your hand, catch that water underneath your body, and push those arm strokes through. You can see when we're just a little bit too deep like that, with our hands drifting far, how far up you have to push your body to breathe, and you're breathing just a little bit late in the stroke. All right, you start to breathe early, but because of how deep your body is and how deep your hands were, you're not able to actually get your head out of the water until almost the end of your stroke, which will make it tough because your head is still out of the water and you're still breathing as your hands are ready to come around, and it's slowing up your rhythm just a little bit. Whereas if you're a little shallower on your extension, you would be able to breathe right through here, and you would already almost have the head up, all right, which would be a much easier spot to breathe, which will allow you to keep the fly rhythm and would take away some of this big arch to your back. Because remember, once the head comes up for this long, the hips are going to sink. Okay. Oh, very nice underwater. It's very, very, very good. Now, you probably could have used one more underwater kick and make sure we're quick with the flutter. All right. And again, very, very good job with our backstroke. All right. Make sure we are rotating always from the hips. There are times where I think we are forcing it a little bit from the shoulders. But make sure the hips rotate consistently side to side. Also want to point out in our kick out here, all right, at that up kick, don't be afraid too to let those feet flap up a little bit. All right, flex those toes up to really push more water out. All right, you're leaving your toes flexed back just a little bit too far, a little bit too long. All right, again on the up kick, don't be afraid to let them come up a little. I really would love to see the wake on the top of the water from your kick. But overall, very nice job here with our backstroke. A little bit more pace out of the legs and make sure we're rotating evenly from side to side. Oh, make sure we're keeping our feet together off the wall, all right? See our feet apart, all right? Make sure you keep those feet together. All right, good breaststroke pull out, though. Good job, all right? Excellent job with the body position. Make sure we are keeping our head down at the end of the pull-out. You can see your head's coming up. You want to keep these eyes looking down until your hands break apart here for the first stroke. That's the first point your head should come up in breaststroke. Okay, and then into our stroke here, we can see that we are dipping down a little bit, all right? After we do catch that water through here, just shoot those hands out more as opposed to down, and then get your head back in line, all right? Really reach out a little bit more. You're reaching down just a little bit too much. You can see your body just falling a little bit, all right? Whereas remember, that motion wants to go forward. We don't necessarily want to go down and then forward, all right? We do want to have that motion going forward. Again, I know you have to come up to breathe, but if these hands extend out far enough and you drive with your shoulders and your chest forward far enough and well enough, your head will come down like it should after the breaststroke breath. All right. The difference is then our hips won't be dropping quite as much. All right, and as we come through in our kick, all right, I can see we do flex our feet at the end, but you're just waiting a little too long. You can see here, now we flex our toes after they've already come together, all right, but it's just a little bit too late, all right. You come around through here, you want to start flexing your toes right about here is where they need to be coming up and flexing through. So when they touch together, they are already flexed and extended back fully behind you, all right? You're just flexing them a little bit late, and it's really not until after they come together and you're almost reaching into the next stroke till your toes go back, all right? At that point, all the water you're catching through here is pretty much slipping right out, and you're not quite pushing it back behind you like you could. Here, at this point, flex them back and really squeeze those feet together. Okay, into our freestyle here. Into our freestyle. All right, not too bad. We are dropping the elbow a little bit. You can see the elbow dipping a little bit. Just keeping those fingertips up a little bit too long. This is good hand entry, but you can see as we straighten out when we breathe, the elbow is staying a little bit locked. The fingertips are staying up as your hand really drifts through the catch. It's not really until about right here that you stop having that hand slide out to the side. You get those fingertips down and you're engaging that catch through here when you breathe, all right? Things to make sure you always remember. And then that stroke after you breathe, we can see how we're really slicing down low, all right? Hand is entering the water pretty deeply, and we're not quite getting, again, engaged in that catch until a ways through, all right? Make sure we're getting good reach out front and using that forearm, all right, elbow down, keep the elbow up high, catch that water out front, and really push it through underneath your body. Good rotation, though, good kick rhythm as well. Make sure we also keep that chin down a little bit. Sometimes we have our eyes looking up a little bit too much in our freestyle. Okay, good underwater kicks again. All right, good. Make sure we are transitioning. So at this point in underwater kicks, once you finish them, and you start to go into flutter kick, make sure this flutter kick is fast, even as your arms are coming through in the stroke. An important part of the underwater kick transition to the breakout is once that last kick is done, it has to be a seamless, quick transition into a really fast flutter kick. We just have a little bit of a delay on that, and we're just not quite as aggressive as we could be. All right, but another angle here on backstroke. As we finish, we can see our hands finishing just a little bit deep on our right side, just a little bit deeper. And it's creating your rotation to be just a little bit off because your hand is a little bit too far behind your rotation, meaning you need to force it around a little bit more, okay? Make sure, too, that stroke is finishing more extended down by your hip, not necessarily letting that hand drift too far down below you. The strokes you had, which were more shallower, your body rotated a little bit smoother, all right? Just like I said, that hand is coming a little bit too far deep on your stroke finish. Again, keep your head down and that breaststroke pull out. And here's another example. You can really see your feet. They're flexing just a little bit too late, all right? And we're really not getting a lot of push. Remember, a lot of the breaststroke kick power actually comes from here to when those feet come together and those toes flex back. All right, this is where a lot of the extension comes from at this point, especially for you because you are catching good water as they come out of rounds. So just things to keep in mind with our kick. Just not quite getting the power at the end of it that we need. Your toes are coming together, but they're more so drifting together, not necessarily squeezing together. But overall, Maddie, really, really nice job this week. I really enjoyed doing this video review. I hope it's been helpful to you. Have a good rest of your summer, and we will hopefully see you here at camp next year. Thanks.